Now I do the part where I hit the button to make the episode go, and now it's going. I know how to do it. I'm still new to this. I'm like a little babe in the woods. I'm like a little baby. That's why I look like I was just crying. It's because I just got born. It's really funny to imagine actually using that as an excuse. If somebody sees you crying, you're like, yeah, if you don't know me, I was just, I just got born. I mean, goo goo gaga? If you can convince someone you're a baby, every other actor in the world should quit, and you should play every role. You should win every Oscar. It's like you can turn Robin Williams into a lady. There's one thing you can't do. You can't have an adult play baby. You just can't do it. Like, imagine if a movie comes out next year and it's like George Clooney's a baby. And everyone's like, I didn't know George Clooney was in that movie. I thought it was a fucking baby. Like, that would be incredible. No CGI, no special effects, no trickery, just raw acting power. You know who's a great actor? I'm asking you, I don't know. You know of any good actors that you like? I'm gonna tell you right now, if I check this actor out and I don't think that they could disappear into the role of a newborn child, eyes wide with wonder, every second a miracle until it gets hungry, then they can fuck right off. They can play some old guy. They can play some old person instead. They're not ready for baby world yet. I just think babies are funny. Okay? It's ridiculous that there's a stupid little person around. But they're the most important person in the house now. By a long shot. Nobody comes close. Your dead pets that are buried in your yard, they're turning in their graves once a baby shows up. They're thinking, damn, I could have been getting all that. I could have been getting all that attention. And what they're fawning over is just like this little like homunculus creation that came about. Its face is just covered in applesauce like 8 hours a day, and there's nothing that anybody can really do about it. It's just part of nature. But that's charming. So why can't an adult have applesauce on their face and that make them more charming, more the center of attention? And I think it's time to once and for all dismantle baby privilege. There's all kinds of things they get credit for. I use the toilet every day. If a baby did that like right off the bat, you'd think it was like, this baby is gonna be like a physicist or something. But no, I do it. Nobody gives a shit. I do though. Quite literally. I mean, that's the whole point of going in there. Coming up later, we have to, he wants me to tease him now, like, I guess I'm his hype man. But I don't really have anything to hype him up with. Slurp on Lipstick, he's the host of Time Check. It's a regular segment. Look it up on Wikipedia. You can see what Slurp on Lipstick looks like if you really want to. I tried to open the picture and it just gave my computer a virus. This is Wikipedia. So, I don't understand. Also, I took the picture. It's of him at the bottom of a well, which is weird because I don't remember taking it, but it was on my phone, so I must have taken it. But if you want to call Slurp on Lipstick, you can tell him, you can call him names like, hey, Time Boy, hey, Time Bitch, or whatever. You can, like, if you want to drag his name through the mud, that's completely fine, because honestly, it's more like you're dragging the mud through Slurp on Lipstick, which actually makes the mud worse. He's working on this, he's working on this new character, some kind of like alter ego who never knows what time it is. Because he said to me, time has become a prison. He won't admit this in public, but I'm willing to say it. Like, he said, time to me has become a prison of my own making. And I feel like every tick of the clock is just another bar being added to the jail cell in my mind. It's another chain thrown on me. And he sent this to me. I'll send you the Xbox Live message. And it seems to me that this alter ego he's created is, it's a part of him, transitioning into a new era in his life. And so I don't know. I mean, him doing a character, like, it's just getting really meta, and it's boring. But it's not like it's being made up. I mean, it's really happening. This is really happening in real life. So I want to just get it out of the way early. I just want to bring out Slurp on Lipstick. Just get the operation over. I mean, the segment. Sorry. I don't know why I said that. Ladies and gentlemen, Slurp on Lipstick. Hey, the doctor is in. Hey. So, am I here on time? What time am I supposed to be here? What time is it now? I don't know. I'm not Slurp on Lipstick, he's sick. This is Cleavis The Late, as I've been known as, because I never know what time it is. I own hundreds of clocks. I look at them all the time, but I still don't understand time. I thought I would learn time faster by having more clocks. But if you don't learn the fundamentals, it turns out just adding more clocks into the equation isn't going to make any more sense. So unfortunately, I know that this particular program has a purpose, which is to check the time, but I'm afraid I'm not going to be of any use in that way. So I'll have to draw on, the other things about me that are interesting. I can talk about all the things I've been late to. I was late to the doctor. And so they rushed the elbow transplant. There was nothing wrong with my elbows. I just didn't like the way they looked. So I got a famous person's elbows after they died. I won't say who it was. I was late to a volcano one time, and by the time I got there, it was magma. I missed the lava phase altogether. I missed it by years. Possibly centuries. I was trying to see the eruption of Pompeii, okay? I got it way wrong. So I didn't even get it. Like, even the direction of time was wrong. I was like, I thought this was gonna happen in the future. I just saw 70 AD. But I was like, I don't know, that could be tomorrow. When my son was born, the day he was born, I went out and I bought a new car. My wife said, "What the hell are you doing?" I said, "Well, our boy just turned 16. I bought him a car." She's like, "That's not going to happen for 16 more years." And to this day, that Porsche remains undriven. Because I'm afraid of it. I'm too scared. It's a scary car. Goes really fast, so... Just because I can't tell you what time it is doesn't mean I don't do a lot of good in the world. I help people. I rehabilitate lost lizards that I find in the road. I get them, and I try to teach them about the dangers of going in the middle of the road if you're a lizard. And I make little cars for them to get into, and then I have other lizards come, and then they can run them over with their car, and that shows them how much you can fuck up a lizard by running it over. And then I release them back into the wild. I'm pretty sure I'm getting the same ones, though. It's hard to tell, so I can't give you the recidivism rate for these lizards. I don't know, I feel like it's gotta be making an impact in some way. I'll put them in my driveway and I'll back my car up like I'm about to run them over. And I'll be like, when this happens, just stay away. Stay away. Sometimes I just run them over accidentally doing that, and I do feel bad. And it is kind of ironic that that's exactly what I'm trying to avoid, and that I end up doing it to them. I don't know, but it does, I do think about it. It does keep me awake. So if you see a lizard in the road, and you're worried about its safety, you can call me and I'll coach you through how to make the lizard not do that again. Because they shouldn't do it. I mean, all animals shouldn't. But they don't know any better. So they have to be educated. I'm just focusing on one. Lizards. There's got to be a deer guy, there's got to be a rabbit guy, there's got to be a squirrel guy. There's definitely got to be a chipmunk guy, because those fuckers I think they like getting killed by cars. I'll tell you what really sucks in terms of roadkill: skunks, obviously, for obvious reasons. I've seen porcupines, and I just thought that is a mess. I mean, they're all messy, but that is really That is the most dead animal I've ever seen. I didn't think there could be more animals that are more dead than others, but this one is fucked. So, I guess, yeah, I mean, if I had better timing, I would say I guess now would be the time that Slurp on Lipstick would do time check, but I don't know if it is, and I'm not him, so I don't have to worry about any of that. It almost seems unfair that I get to experience time without ever understanding it. In many ways, I'm completely free to live on my own terms. Instead of a clock telling me whether I'm late or early to something. This is no way to... Men weren't meant to live like this. I don't feel so well all of a sudden. I think I need to... Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to inform you that the rightful host of Time Check has returned. This is Slurp Von Lipstick, and I need to tell you the time so bad. I need to tell you so bad. It's 10:30. It's 10:30 p.m. It's 10:30. I knew it the whole time. I couldn't live a lie anymore. And thanks to whoever invented time. Thank you, God. Thank you, Father Time. And, no credit whatsoever to Cleavis The Late. He's late alright, because he's been extinguished from existence. I've developed as a character. Add this to my wiki page. Add this section. New era. And I hope that you have faith in time as well, and you believe it can do what you want it to do for you. And if you need help with that, if you need me to reach out to you to tell you, hey, that thing you wanted me to remind you about, it's coming up in 5 minutes. Or something like that. It's not always going to be 5 minutes. It'll be a different amount of time. But you have to reach out to me ahead of time. I gotta plan this. And this fan did just that. Their name is Marshmallow. Marshmallow wanted us to remind him he needs to cancel his Spencer's Premium subscription. A premium monthly service where you can go to Spencer's. I don't know, I guess you can get stuff cheaper. I can't imagine what it would entail. I don't care. But I need to tell him to cancel it because he only wanted to pay for a year. And if he doesn't do it before midnight, it's going to charge his card. Alright, Marshmallow, you are on the line with Time. How you doing, Marshmallow?
I'm fine, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. I just wanted to remind you of something very important coming up in your life. Remember, you need to cancel your Spencer's Premium subscription that you have for some reason.
I gotta change my mind, I'm keeping Spencer's.
Well, hey, to each their own. You know, it's your money, your life. You can do what you want.
It's actually not my money.
Okay.
Yes, I work for the government, and I embezzled all the money, and I wanted to spend it on cool mugs that have, like, boobs on them or something.
You embezzled government money to buy boob mugs? I'm not worried. In fact, yeah, I think you should re-up your subscription. I mean, it might be a way to divert some of that money away from intentionally or inadvertently arming groups that commit genocides or something like that. Do you know what I mean?
That was exactly my logic.
I'm sure it was. Well, it's cool to talk to, an activist, someone who's really making a difference. Unlike educating lizards about road safety.
What? What are you talking about?
Don't worry about it. Great. Well, I'm glad that you changed your mind, I guess. But do you want me to just say what time it is? Just because, you are talking to Slurp on Lipstick, so it's got to mean something for me to tell you what time it is, right?
It's just on my phone, so...
Alright, I'm hanging up on him. Marshmallow, I don't care. I don't care if it's on your phone. You don't say that in front of me. You don't say that in front of the host of Time Check. You don't say I can look on my phone. How do you think that makes me feel? It makes me feel useless. It makes me feel small. But Cleavis is dead. So I gotta stick with it. I'm not sure if that's the right lesson. See you later. Well, that was Slurp Von Lipstick. Once again, remember he was on The Epstein flight logs. So, also, don't you just think, if you gotta pick one conspiracy theory to go with, it's gotta be the Epstein thing. And people made a big joke about it at the time. Like, oh yeah, I'm sure he killed himself. But in retrospect, I mean, obviously, fucking something's going on. And it's really scary to me. There exists a group of individuals who can just have you murdered in prison. Everybody just knows it now, and it's completely fine. Yeah, it was just a way to honeypot powerful individuals from enough sectors of the global network of power that exists. And so it was a wildly successful ploy. Meanwhile, whoever is in control still controls these people with blackmail. But why? Whatever. I'm gonna get fucking killed. If you read enough about any conspiracy theory, you can probably convince yourself it's true, so... I just assume fucked up things are happening that I don't know about. Why wouldn't I? Does that take away from the good things in the world and the good things in life? I don't think so. You know, you wouldn't, like, go to your child's wedding and be like, well, I'm glad you two have finally tied the knot. But I'm not glad that someone tied a knot in the cell of Jeffrey Epstein, and it wasn't Epstein. Is that a reasonable reaction? Maybe. Who's to say? Who's to say? Well, so it's time for a weather check. We got our dark meteorologist, Henry Hudson. All the other ones got killed in separate, unrelated weather accidents. And it's definitely not just because I forgot what all their names are, so I have to get a new guy. It's not because of that. Henry Hudson, normal name, but not a normal guy. He's a dark meteorologist. He's involved in the occult, the more esoteric side of weather that you don't normally hear about in the mainstream. You're not going to find these guys on the Weather Channel. Partially because they don't look good. They look really bad, most of them. I think that's what turns them to the darkness. They're usually doing audio medium stuff, hence their involvement with me. Henry Hudson right now, I believe, I'm told he's in a Zeppelin. He's flying over the tri-state area. And I'm told he is on the lookout for clouds. He's on the lookout for precipitation. Henry Hudson from Up on High. How's it going, my dear fellow?
It is going, as you say.
Okay. So you're seeing clouds, what are you seeing, lightning or anything interesting like that? What's the temperature? Give me the humidity, dew point, give me all of it.
Well, it isn't as simple as you make it out to be.
Okay, well, spin me a yarn. Sex it up a little bit. Put it in your own words. Tell me what's going on.
I am trying to communicate with the clouds.
Verbally? Are you texting them?
I am entering mentally the weather plane, where all clouds think.
Okay. Well, how long does that take, though?
Give me a moment, please.
I'm sorry. Have you ever seen, The Wire? Are you able to talk and do it? Can you talk about something unrelated while you're accessing the weather plane? Guess that's a no. I haven't seen The Wire, for the record, but just never got around to it. Gotta watch that. Gotta watch Deadwood someday. I'll do that. Watching Fallout. You ever watching that Fallout there on Amazon there, Henry Hudson?
I've successfully communicated.
Alright, what did that old cloud have to say? Now tell me, was it serious? Or are you talking cumulonimbus? Talking about cumulus?
Dark meteorology is not oriented around such concepts as cloud types. No two clouds are the same.
But you know what I mean. Like, what does it look like?
It told me it pities humanity.
It makes me think differently of clouds if they look down on us like that. I mean, I know they're above us, but I didn't think they thought of themselves that way. You know what I mean? Can you tell me, is it going to be cloudy tomorrow where I am?
Oh yes, you'll receive much pity.
Alright, well thank you so much. I guess this was fine. I don't know if this was good or not, but thank you so much for taking part. I think people learned a lot. I guess he's in the weather plane again. Alright, well, we'll just let him go then. We'll let him get back to cloud gazing, as it were. This next segment is brought to you by Daniel's Bananials. This is a new sponsor we've gotten. I don't know how I feel about this at all because I'm not sure what this is, but I'm just going to read what it says. Daniel's Bananials coming to a store near you. Daniel's Bananials, look, they're coming at you. Daniel's Bananials are the best Bananials. What the fuck is Bananials? I'm sorry, I just keep reading this. It's not telling me what Bananials are. Daniel's Bananials will change your life. Daniel's Bananials will fuck your wife? What? What are Daniel's bananas? Are they bananas? This is a long, so it keeps going. It says Daniel's Bananials are gonna rock your world. Daniel's Bananials are not bananas. Okay. So that clears that up, but I still have questions. Daniel's Bananials are a lifestyle. Daniel's Bananials is approved by the government and NASA. You can use Daniel's Bananials safely. And if not, we can't be sued. Because we're a non-profit? I don't think that's not how that works. And that's how it ends. So I don't know what Daniel's Bananials is. I'm Googling it, nothing's coming up for Daniel's Bananials, so maybe because it's new or maybe because it's all a huge scam. But to what end? What's the conspiracy here? Is Daniel's Bananials, is it just government misinformation? All I know is, like, it was a good ad though, because it makes me want whatever Daniel's Bananials is. I love stuff that's approved by the government. That's probably some of my favorite stuff. I mean, all the food I eat, it's supposed to be. Drive on the road, that's the government's like, yeah, the road's good to drive on. If it's not, we'll put a sign out there. We'll try to send someone out. It's really bad if there's like a sign, because most of the roads, they're fucking garbage. It sucks, man. Here's a fun experiment. Just try something different with making the road. I'm just saying, could you not engineer a more resilient material, like a crystal or something? I mean, I understand that would not be... There probably is a way to do it that's just unbelievably expensive and inefficient. But it would actually result in the creation of roads that last... It's like, I'd actually this rather just be dirt. The dirt has a little squish to it. I grew up on dirt roads. And what's funny is we never really moved out of a dirt road neighborhood. The pavement came to us. They just paved the road. It gave a totally different feel to the whole neighborhood. It was like it just completely transformed the vibe. Right? And you just feel slightly less like an animal. Also, dirt road definitely better for the government because they don't have to do anything about it. Like, it's just dirt. It's just part of the world, so we don't have jurisdiction over the ground. Just the stuff that's on top of it. I have to be in bed, at some point. The sleeping thing got totally turned topsy-turvy this week. I had to get up at 3:30 in the morning on Monday. But being tired, it's a new perspective on things. It's like, well, the world looks different to a tired person. Why should I care about a world that made me this tired? I value getting enough sleep. And so when I'm placed in a circumstance where I have to get up obscenely early like that, I feel betrayed by the world to put me in that situation. Perhaps the spirit of Cleavis The Late can live on inside of me. Maybe I can just not care what time it is. Every minute is equal. And if that's how you live life, if you look at the minute, you say, this minute's been okay. What was the last minute like? The last minute was okay too. Taken in isolation, they weren't really too bad. The minute is all that exists. The minute is what you exist in. I mean, you exist in the second. Or the Planck time. We don't know. We don't know how time works. We don't know if there's a smallest amount of time. Physics has been at this forever. And they're like, we don't know how small time goes. We can't figure it out. They can't quantize time. You can't even actually quantize space, which would mean that essentially there isn't a smallest divisible amount of space that can exist. which would mean essentially that space would go infinitely inward, which would mean that there's an infinite amount of space between every atom in the universe. How does that make any sense? What is going on? Or alternatively, there is a smallest amount of space that something can take up. And I actually have evidence that something that small exists. I'll show you later. So, yeah, I gotta get out of here. I gotta go to bed. I probably should get, a solid 8 hours. I think that would be helpful.